Alexander likes the back foot, he's going to take that, but when Devin Alexander sees a chance to take charge, he'll take it. So Kell Brook's going to put the performance of his career on against Devin Alexander. It's his step up, beats Devin Alexander. He's right up there. You know, he's got fighters like Andre Berto, Robert Guerrero. They're fighting. The winner of that's a great possibility. One thing about Kell, which I don't think he will because he's a bit older in his career, a bit more advanced, you know, weight like welterweight, he's probably going to have less fights, less years in the ring. He's probably going to be like 33 when he retires. I don't want to see him dropping down a level. People are saying like domestic clashes. Yeah, Amir Khan definitely. If Amir Khan gets past Carlos Molina, fingers crossed. As a British fan, he does, but the way, you know, it's good. I think with Virgil Hunter as well, it'll be a much more improved fight, so we'll have to see about that. I mean, most people will be watching how improved he is rather than can he win the fight. I mean, people are really banking on him to win that fight. I'm banking on him to win that fight, so a fight with Kell Brook, Amir Khan Brook would be a great fight. You know, they're hyping it up on ringside, you know, both saying they're winning sparring. Obviously I wasn't there, so I don't know the facts there, but you know, sparring way different to being in the ring together, so it would be a fascinating fight, one we'd like to see, because Amir Khan is, even though he's lost to Danny Garcia in 4 rounds, you know, look at what Danny Garcia then did to Morales in the second fight, knocked him out in 4 rounds, you know, nearly decapitated him with that punch. So it's not bad of a defeat. He was winning up until the 3rd round, which is easy enough to say, but when you was watching that fight, the only way that Danny Garcia was going to win if you caught him with a big shot, and at the end of the day he caught him with a big shot. Sorry about that, the phone went, so I had to cut off there, but so back to it. Can't be what I was saying, talking about Amir Khan, Kell Brook. As I said, that'd be a great fight, be a really interesting fight to have. So if he's going to fight a domestic opponent, take that fight, you know, we don't want a Ricky Burns. Got lots of respect for Ricky Burns, I think he's a great fighter, but fighting his domestic rival, Nicky Cook, was just pointless. Kevin Mitchell, that was a good fight, but he proved himself to be out of his league. People are saying against Harrison, we don't want to see it. You know, Harrison struggled with Reed at the weekend for us, you know, until Reed just dropped out of the fight. We don't want to see that fight. We want to see him fighting that world class opposition. He's in the big lightweight division, plenty of talent there, you know. The other lad, John Molina Jr. lost to DeMarco. That's a decent fight, you know. He never really got a chance against DeMarco, you know. He'd be amateur mistake, never going down. So I don't want to see that from Kell Brook, fighting pointless opposition that the world's not really interested in seeing. So we want to see probably a Kell Brook match, and then move on, you know. Surely Paulie Malic, Naji, Ricky Hatton's going to happen. Winner of that later next year, that'd be a great fight, especially with Ricky Hatton become world champion unification fight. We'd love to see that. And then we want to see him moving on to the world level. There's top fighters in the welterweight division. You're looking at guys moving up as well. Brandon Rios, if he moves up, because there's proposed Manny Pacquiao fight if Pacquiao beats Marquez in their 4th fight. So there's plenty of opponents there. Marcus Madonna would be a great fight. We'd love to see that. Danny Garcia, I'm sure it won't be that long until he moves up. He's quite a big bloke, so I think it won't be too long before he moves up, once he's probably fought Mafise. He's got Tim Bradley in his weight division, so he's got plenty of talent in his weight division to make a name for himself. And if he can beat some of these guys, you know, he's gonna suffer defeats. I don't think Kell Brook's that amazing above the rest of them in a division like the welterweight division to stay undefeated. So at the end of the day, he's probably going to suffer defeats. He's got to return from them, and that's the key to him having a good career. Almost all the greats, they don't go undefeated. Like Mayweather has, maybe probably will now throughout his career, go undefeated, but you know, he's in a league of his own at the moment. In this era, you put him in another era with the likes of you know, the Leonard Duran era, Hearns. He lost, you know, he'd have suffered defeat, but he'd still been a great champion. You know, and that's what Kel can do. If he beats some of the best fighters, he'll lose to some of the best fighters, but as long as he beats some of the best fighters, he puts himself up there. If you only lose to the best, then it shows you are up there with the best. So that's why this is a key fight. Dylan Alexander, it's a key fight for him. He's going to prepare well. He's not going to underestimate Kell-Brook. I'm sure he knows a bit of the hype around Kell-Brook. So he's going to feel confident. I think he's going to be less worried than Kell-Brook will be about him. I don't think he'll be worried about Kell-Brook as much. He'll take him seriously. I see at the moment, if you put it to me now, I was to choose who's going to win, I'd say Devon Alexander. That's no knock on Kell-Brook. Devon Alexander's a quality fighter. I just see he's got the better movement. He's so good at moving around the ring. Wide stance, throws his punches from far back. Got a lot of snap on him. He can constantly move. He saves a lot of energy. He's got a good work rate, good energy rate. It's going to be hard for Kell-Brook to come in. He's got to do what Bradley did, and that's a lot of moving the head, getting up close to him. Got to stop banging in uppercuts. I don't think Devon. I think Devon will admit himself he's not as effective on the inside. He can throw a long uppercut, but he can't throw a short uppercut as well. You know, he's got pretty long arms, so that always affects him. So that's going to be something that Kell's going to have to do. Something he's probably never really done in his career. Put somebody that kind of pressure. He's never thought somebody would move like Devon Alexander. Devon Alexander, every opponent he faces moves forward, different paces. Mafisa moved a hell of a pace. Urango Bailey just kind of stood there. Urango moved forward a bit slower. Urango got through with a lot of success in that fight. Obviously, he came for nothing in the end because he got knocked out, but there's a lot of positives that Kell can take. He can look at this, and even if he loses, a loss, and you still got Amir Khan fight. There was a poll on Boxing News on Facebook the other day, and I said, saying, who do you think's going to win? I said Kell-Brook, but then when I was thinking about it, why? I couldn't really think of an explanation apart from he's bigger. You know, but unfortunately for me, Kell-Brook hasn't proven himself to be a massive puncher yet. Can't say much from the Saudi fight because he's been last two defeats. The other two defeats have been knockouts to half decent opposition. So, would he win that fight? I think if he beats Devon Alexander, I'll be a lot more confident he would beat Amir Khan. If he doesn't, then it'll be a tough fight for him. But I don't want to see him dropping down the level because if he loses, Devon Alexander puts on a good show. It's still a decent result for him. So next to talk about is what's next now for Danny Garcia. I kind of spotted that earlier. We're saying Lucas Pavise. I think most would have known that anyway. I haven't heard anything if that's been made. Well, he's only just fought on Saturday, so that's not going to be made just yet. But that's going to be a cracking fight. Him against Danny Garcia, Lucas Pavise. I think people have mentioned it a lot earlier. What a good fight that would be, especially after he beat Amir Khan. He's got a wicked left hook, Garcia. Mafisa is just a powerhouse. You know, Jose Alecigan put up a great fight against him, but it was a one-sided beatdown in the end. It was a great fight, but it was just one-sided all the way. Danny Garcia is going to be different from Mafisa. Mafisa can outwork him. That's a point he'll definitely have over Garcia. He'll be able to outwork him. So I believe Mafisa will win that fight, but Mafisa's never been down. Can Garcia knock him down? And if he knocks him down, what happens then? How good is Mafisa's shot resistance? We haven't really seen it being massively tested yet. so we'll find out a lot in that fight. Danny Garcia is the type of fighter that can be down, lost 11 rounds, and he can still come back with that left hook and end the fight. Any round he could have been any round that Amir Khan knocked out. Amir Khan could have carried on dominating, but that left hook would have always still been dangerous in that fight. Against Morales, it was crushing shot. That right hand as well in the round before really ended the fight. As soon as that happened, Morales was all over the place. The fight was over, and then that left hook. I can tell you now, I wouldn't like to be taking that. So, him and Peter Quilly, left hook artists on Saturday nights with them left hook. So, apart from that, for Danny Garcia, it's a packed division really, like welterweight, but it's a division where a lot of fighters are moving up. You've seen Devin Alexander, Tim Bradley, who else now? Guerrera. He seems to like skip through the weight division to get up to welterweight, searching for a Floyd Mayweather showdown. Manny Pacquiao just kind of originally was at lightweight, moves pretty straight up to welterweight. And that's going to happen with a lot more fighters, because the big fights at the moment are at welterweight. Everybody wants to fight Mayweather and Pacquiao. You can't blame him when he's there. And Brandon Rios is going to be the same. Unfortunately, with promoters nowadays, that's going to be a hard fight to make. Danny Garcia versus Brandon Rios will be a cracking fight. The winner, even though Lucas Maffei beats Garcia, Rios fight again, that'd be hard to make, because the fact that both fighters on different promotions, Top Rank, Golden Boy, they've not exactly been known for being good at making fights, so unfortunately it'll be a tough fight to make. Both of them, that's a big great fight, so we can definitely get Garcia and Maffei on, but promoting is kind of denying us as fans some great fights, and some of the fighters, because Rios is a fighter that loves a scrap, so he would love to be in the ring with somebody like Danny Garcia, who's going to give him that left hook, to worry about all night. Rios has got a cracking chin, proved that against Alvarado. And then Maffei fight, Maffei Rios. I don't think there's a boxing fan in the world that wouldn't want to see that fight. So everybody would love to see that fight happen. Most likely at light welterweight. Personally, I think Rios should stay at light welterweight. He's only just moving from lightweight, but he's a big guy. He's kind of on the button for his last fight, 140, and I think he gets his dieting right. He can be a cracking fighter at 140 pounds, and then move up to 147. If he gets to fight with Pacquiao, he's not going to refuse it, but he probably might move down straight after that. Where fight again, as I say, with Maffei and Garcia are waiting for him. And apart from that, for Garcia, it's got to be welterweight, hasn't it? Apart after that, Danny Garcia is surely next. People are saying that they can't rematch him, you can't, he's going to be moving to welterweight, that's going to happen. He's just stalling that now. He just wants that last win. At light welterweight, he can't get it at the moment, can he? I kind of forgot in the earlier conversation about Kell Brook that he lost to Lamont Peterson, but how much of a loss we can call that after the Peterson drug test, we don't know. So, we Garcia, he's surely moving up to welterweight as well. After a Maffei fight, maybe a Rios fight, the two promoters can kind of sort that out. And then he's got to move up to welterweight with his more cracking fights. Victor Ortiz. I think, if I remember, there's a bit of beef between them two, especially after a few comments from